I got my man Peter Wilkinson from Largo, Maryland. AK. I don't know why I be starting these joints off like, man, it's dread the old head without the dreads. Unless you dread the old heads because you were young. I see. I ain't even about to start. I was about to do that rap stuff. You know what? I ain't even playing Connect.
And that's the.
I don't wanna lose today. I lost in Tonk earlier to my cousin, and I ain't trying to lose twice.
Yeah, I'm no good.
So, first thing I want to talk about conspiracy theories.
Right.
What's your favorite one? Or what do you not think is a conspiracy theory? Like, what's some real, you think they just hiding?
So, the 9/11 joint is crazy to me because I was on my way to work and it was on 9/11. So, I saw things play out. So, I'm coming off the train when the Pentagon and all that. So, I would say that's my favorite. And I'm old, so it's crazy when people say, oh, man, I don't think we really landed on the moon because I don't really care about that. Like, if we did, what did it do for us?
What did it change? So this is my thing. I always say our attention spans now are so short.
Yeah.
That if Biden walked out with his arm around the alien in the White House press conference room right now, and then Kim Kardashian released some news tomorrow, we are no longer caring about that alien coming up. They trained us, bro. 9/11, I was asleep. I was on Division Avenue on the couch. I was knocked out, and I woke up, and I thought, like, I fell asleep on whatever channel, whatever movies was on. So I ain't paid the first joint no attention. I went smack back to sleep. Woke up, I was like, hold up, what?
Do you remember we had the earthquake?
I was at work, being all dedicated to the place that just fired me.
Oh, snap.
About to show you my character, right? So I was like this, in the classified vault area, I was like watching the door while the dudes was at lunch or whatever. And when it happened, I'm thinking, like the Titanic, I was like, hold up. I can't abandon my post.
Right.
I put them in front of my own livelihood.
Yeah.
I ain't think I was able to leave. Like, I would have been locked up or something. Like,
it was weird to me because I was asleep. And I was on 15th. And I came outside and everybody was outside. And the older lady told us it was an earthquake. But before that, we thought the nigga dropped a bomb or something.
My grandmother's house up the street, she right next to a school. She thought like the school bus jumped the curb and was coming in the side of her house. So where I was at, I'm thinking the old dude that was driving the forklift that flipped the joint over above me. And and then I was just like, all right, nah, it wasn't that. And I was like under this HVAC and the metal started clapping together. I was like, yo, I'm on Suland Road. I'm up the street from Andrews. So I'm thinking it's plane set. I'm thinking 9/11 again. Then I was like, nah, it ain't that. Within 10 seconds, I'm at my third thought now. I'm the ground concrete though. I'm watching buckle, which is crazy when you think about it. I'm like, yo, we in Maryland, bro. We having an earthquake. Like, so this older dude came out. He's like, yo, get under the desk. And I'm like, these desks ain't really desks. They like folded doors. I'm not getting under that, bro. Like, I'm trying to walk to him and my knees. I'm doing a little Elvis knee joint, but
yeah, I wasn't prepared for that.
So one thing I love to talk about, and I actually, it's funny because I mentioned this to Wale one time when he asked me, what do I do when I have writer's block? I said, well, first of all, I get 4-way intersection, right? I don't have writer's block. It's whichever way I want to go with it. Like,
right.
I said, but the one thing you can always talk about besides the current events, because that's always a topic, starter. I said a time in life when you was most happy. So for me, it's the 90s. So let's get to the 90s. Favorite TV shows?
I was regular, like, Martin was in the 90s, right?
Right.
So I was, like, into that.
Martin, Fresh Prince.
Fresh Prince was cool.
Different World?
Different World was more, I relate more to the 80s, but if it was the 90s,
right.
I like that
I think
too.
It started 88, 89.
Yeah, it was cool because you didn't get a chance to see. Before that, you wasn't seeing young black people in that. Like,
that made me want to. I didn't go to college, but it made me want to go.
I wanted to go.
Everybody wanted to go. I think when I found out him in One Real, I was like, well, where am I going? You know what I'm saying? Family Matters, of course.
Yeah. And the 90s more so is when I feel like the hip hop part came in. Before then, I wasn't really. In the 80s, I was into hip hop, but I wasn't a fanatic yet.
The 90s, I feel like, was the best part of hip hop. Well, for me, because you got even though it's the worst too, because Pac and Biggie died, but while they was here, Mr. Work Ethic went off and gave you all them albums.
Yeah.
So the 90s for hip hop for sure. I think for TV as well.
Yeah.
And for me, I was a teenager in the 90s, so I'm outside playing around and basketball and riding a bike. I just think that was just the best decade.
It was definitely a feeling in the air in the 90s. I compared the early 90s was a continuation of the 80s, and especially here because you had so much violence.
Mm-hmm.
But it took on its own identity around 92 when the music, everything kind of started changing, and it was like, yo, this is where we going, the direction.
So the thing what you said, the violence part, that of course is attached to the drugs.
Yeah.
Now, I was kid in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like just from watching movies and hearing stories, the 80s, maybe even the 70s more money was being made. I know a few people that was making some money in the 90s, but I know a lot of them was nickel and diamond, where it seemed like everybody almost was on kingpin status.
Yeah.
Like, if you took them people from the 80s, even the smallest person then is a kingpin now.
Now, yeah. And I think so that's what we got to stop. It's people that's my age that was around in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a part of tearing up our community with the drugs and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't never big because my mind started focusing on my dreams. I mean, what I'm going to do with my life, I could do this, I could do. So you out on the block and you not focused, and especially if you got a talent, your homies will have you out there, but it's more to entertain them. If you say you the hell of a basketball player in their school, they kind of gonna keep you away from the drugs, and man, they might throw you some bread because they know you gonna make.
If they real, that's what they supposed to do.
That's what they
and knowing you real, they knowing you gonna look out later
on in life. Yeah.
And it's almost like an unwritten thing. I guess it's like how sports agents do whatever for these kids in college. Well, now they got the NIL deal, so them kids they don't have to do all the crazy stuff. But it's just like, all right. But to me, they act like it was such a crooked thing, and I'm like, it's not though. If I'm looking out for you now, you looking out for me later. This is just reciprocation, bro.
Your children is making you millions, sometimes close to billions of dollars during their tenure at your university. They start athletes or whatever the reason that people is focusing on your university now. Now you got universities like Alabama that's powerhouses in football because they know every year we're going to get the top recruits because we the school that people supposed to come to. You got that for basketball. You got that for women's basketball. And now you're starting to see whether it's certain conferences or whatever that you associate with certain sports. So it's only right for the children, and they're not children at this point, for the young adults to be able to see some of the income that they're helping you earn.
They generating it.
Yeah, they generating this income.
All right, so there's always this race thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for women's basketball, for example, Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark are both her. Both of them.
Absolutely.
Like, I feel like people are starting to treat Caitlin Clark like she Eminem. It's like, oh, he only nice because he's white. Like, Eminem can rap, bro. Like, Caitlin Clark is like
good,
that, bro. Like,
so you had a lot of people before her that we never said that about. Amanda, what's the shorty name that used to play for us? And it's basketball.
Even back with Lisa Leslie and Rebecca Lobo, we ain't do that.
Basketball is so international now that you have children of all races, men and women, boys and girls when they're kids, that start playing basketball. It's bringing the races together because you're on your little league football team with little white kids. And you're like, okay, well, by the time you get to high school, you know this kid.
I just want us to start making everything about race. Like, even when it came to this, it was like, oh, when Angel Reese did it, but when Caitlin Clark did it, I'm like, all right, that's the media perpetuating the race situation. If we just looking at it, I'm just like, look like sportsmanship. To me, they say that's bad sportsmanship. I'm like, when you winning, you supposed to flex. It's natural.
Yeah.
And you got to be able to take that too if you getting your butt whipped. Yeah. I can't be mad at you for flexing on me and getting me the too small joint if I did it to you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I feel like people too sensitive now, man. Definitely.
So our purge now, our not purge. I'm using the wrong word, but so the things we associate with the 80s is crack and the money that came in with drugs. And we thought it was good at the time, but it ended up being bad.
Right.
That's what social media is now, and that's what's making the kids sensitive because we all came up with the same issues, right? So, but now we didn't have no initiative to stop bullying. What? Right. That's what stop bullying. You're going to deal with it, or you can get dealt with.
And that's the crazy thing. I can't imagine being bullied online. You're not bullying me online. Like, what level of insecurity do I have to have? What level of gangster do you have to bully me online, bro? Like, I can disconnect.
You can
I don't have to stay there and read this foolishness, bro. Like, you're not about to.
And that's the feeling that I feel like social media makes us feel like everybody has to say what they think, what they believe, their opinion. And it put us in awkward positions, like I might find myself in now with some of this hip hop stuff. It's like, bro, pump your brakes. Like, you guys out here, we understand it's a competitive game. We understand anything you do competitively. I don't care if you play Connect Four. If you do that competitively, why would I think you were wrong
fights
for saying you feel like you was the best?
Yeah, fights happen in basketball.
Absolutely. But more so if we play basketball and you say I feel like I'm the best, then let's get on the court.
You can prove it. It's always a way to prove it.
Absolutely.
Everything can be fact checked.
Absolutely. So that's
with hip hop. You got to rap. I got to rap, and let's let them decide. Sometimes, so because I battle, it's a little different. I want you to know you lost if I battle.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, you might not want to admit it, but in the back of your mind, I see that look on your face. I'm like, oh yeah, he know.
And
he know.
The people that you engage with in hip hop are going to be like Erykah Badu. I'm sensitive about my art. I get it.
Right.
So I never tell people they bad. Because it's just my opinion. Somebody else might think, oh, this the hottest dude out.
Right.
But social media makes a person
everything's subjective to perspective regardless, though.
Absolutely.
Because you'll see a movie or a TV show come out, oh my God, BMF sucks this season. But I'm sitting there appreciating it because I'm like, this is real life. Like, it's based on a true story.
Yeah.
I like reality. My mother read a lot of biographies, made me read biographies. So I don't care so much for fiction.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you could watch a movie and be like, yo, that joint was dope. And I'm like, man, that thing was mid. Like, I'm watching everybody today talk about Kendrick, Lil Shat, and Drake and Cole. And I'm like, I'm going to take my personal opinion out of it because I'm not a Kendrick fan. But I'm just like, all right, I think y'all just caught up in the shock and awe. He didn't say nothing incredible.
He didn't.
It's just, first person shooter. Well, we know he's talking about Drake and Cole now. And it because people ain't done that since Tupac and DMX when they was saying names that it just caught y'all off guard. But I seen some people say it was greatness, he a GOAT. I seen other people say I'm a fan of him, but it was mid. And
right.
Perspective. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy for one reason and one reason only. The people that's saying their opinion, it's cool when they understand it's their opinion.
Right. You can't tell nobody they wrong on their opinion.
It's too many people that's presenting an opinion like a fact.
Right.
Once I hear, I feel like, or in my opinion, that's basically, I feel
whatever
like
you say after that is a disclaimer that you might not agree with this, and that's okay. With it. But yeah, you can't make it a factual because there's like, who's the GOAT basketball player to you?
I attach my basketball to everything to a personal feeling. Right? So.
Which is why these youngins can't go back and just look at stats and say this person's better than that person because you ain't seen them.
You didn't see them, right?
It's a feeling.
I just like the people that made me feel like, oh my God, I'm see
excited.
This nigga.
That's how I
feel. So it's always gonna be AI for me. That's my goal. He didn't win nothing, but it was like, how this little motherfucker, which I seen in person, it wasn't no bigger than me.
I go to the MGM, so I done stood next to Allen Iverson quite a few times, and I'm like,
it's shocking.
You talk 6 foot, then some people say 5'10", and I'm just like, I'm 5'8". He a lot closer to 5'10", bro. Like,
and it's crazy when you see people that are so athletic. When I was living in Southeast, I was not that far from Bald Eagle, so I would see all the boxers, the Petersons, whoever they had, working there with them at the time, jogging and stuff. They would be coming right through the hood. First of all, I'm like, let's take a certain level of dedication. But second of all, you see these guys who look little.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, they fight at 140-something pounds, 130-something pounds. So they are little.
Right.
But they'll
whoop your ass.
They'll tear your ass up.
Facts.
If you judge that book by its cover and you don't know who that person is, now you in for
I was a tough little cookie, bro. Look, I used to look at the drill sergeant like that in basic training. I'm like, one dude got mad at me one day because we supposed to go get blood, and I woke up with a migraine. I suffer from migraines. And he was like, I don't think it's a good idea for y'all to be taking blood from me, and I already feel like I'm a faint. Yeah. He was like, oh, you ducking, you scared. I'm like, bro, y'all gave us 13 shots on day one for tuberculosis, for everything. So I'm not afraid of needles, bro. Like, I'm feeling faint. So he was like, well, fine, you gonna stay here and clean up, right? Pushed the bucket to me, the mop water all over my shoes. He took a bottle of ammonia, turned upside down, and poured it in the bucket, but like right in my face. And I'm like,
yeah.
And I'm looking at him like, bro, I will kill you. I'm giving him the look like I will really off you when we get to this gun range. And but I'm knowing I can't win this fist fight. Yeah. Like, bro, he only like 5'6", but he's stocky. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's you don't want to play with the little short people. But Iverson Hart, Iverson Hart 8'2" though. His heart making me. Allen Iverson at 01 was one of the best basketball players I've ever seen in my life, because that was the Ray Allen series in Milwaukee, the Vince Carter joint. Yeah. That's the Steel Game 1 in LA, step over Toronto. That dude different.
Was just nasty. And then it gave a mentality of like you said, the heart is gonna be bigger than the body. When you got that type of fight in you, you a champ. I don't care if you came up short, because people could see that team wasn't better than the Lakers.
Yeah, right, of course not.
They don't have enough
to shouldn't even have won a game.
But how did he get here?
How did he get to the finals, and how he win a game? Right. And that's the thing. People talk about shooting percentage, and if I was on a team that ain't had nobody else, I would have scored this. No, you wouldn't have. Right. Because you still got to get guarded. The fact of the matter is, he's shooting off-balance shots coming around screen. He never sat there and took a wide open shot. His percentage might have been 70% if he got wide open looks, like how Clay or somebody get because they got Curry on the court.
That's the word. So he was just with it. Yeah. He was with it from the beginning of the game to the end, and that's what I like. I was a Jordan respecter, but I wasn't a Jordan fan.
I grew up a Utah Jazz fan. People don't understand it until I break it down. So it wasn't about Karl Malone. It was about John Stockton. He was, to me, the best person to play his position, to do what his position is supposed to do. Right. Pass the ball first. Right. Not to mention the fact in history he leads the league in steals, but in history,
I think it might be assists too, though.
No, assists ain't nobody pass. Assists and steals. But the thing is, me and him the same person. I can rap, but I be trying to get the look to somebody else. Even with the charity, like, I'm thinking pass first. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about what I want. So I'm like, I gravitated to somebody who's me personality wise. I didn't think he was the best player. He's a real good player, but I didn't think he was the best player to ever play basketball.
That's probably why I gravitated towards AI. It's crazy that you say that, because I told you this in a personal conversation we had. I don't think I ever seen nobody at rap shows more than you that wasn't performing. I'm a fan of this. I support whoever. You might know one person on the stage, or fuck with one person on the stage, but it's 26 people you sat there and watched.
I stood in the front.
And people say, you rapping? Nah, I'm good. Go, y'all go do y'all thing. Right. You know what I'm saying?
And what people don't know is I used to go to the show looking for somebody else that was doing just that. I wanted to see who was in the crowd to come support the event, and had no intentions of rapping that night. Wasn't on the flyer or nothing. And in the back of my mind, I was like, I can't wait for a reason to do something for him. Yeah. Even if it's to share your new music video, just to press retweet, whatever it is, I'm geeking and waiting for a reason. Yeah. Because I'm like, yo, you really did something for somebody else.
That's rare. You're not going to meet, I tell younger people, rappers, whatever, you're going to have to, this is like literally a solo journey. Even if you're in a crew, it's a solo journey. You trying to, and do the best, get the best you can out yourself. But more so, it's going to be like when you're looking for the support. Yeah. Like, so this is your dream. And you dream alone. Your man sleep in the next house up the street, right? He dreaming too, but it ain't the same dream. Right. So your friends and family not supporting you, that don't matter. You know why? Because if they did, it's not enough for you to go platinum. It's not enough for you to go gold. So you have to literally seek fans. And I take it like from the Master P thing. Seek one, and then hope that one talk to the next one, and that turn into
So that's what I used to like about our open mics, right? So back when Dre All Day in the Paint was having them it was Club Envy at the time. I don't know if it's DC Star or whatever it's called now. But it used to be like 500 people at the open mic. So what it was, like my little cousin that just left here, it's like, yo, I'm about to go to this rap show. You want to go with me? It's somebody bringing somebody else that wasn't on the scene. So if you come with your girlfriend, I come with my cousin. The other girl was like, yo, my boyfriend rap. You should come to this show with us. Oh, his guys there. Everybody bringing somebody else, which now gives everybody to hit the stage a chance to earn all them other people as a fan.
Yeah. That was, to me, I feel like Dre don't get enough. Shout out Dre All Day. I don't think he get enough.
Yeah, Drake pissed us all off, but he did what he did.
Oh man,
he made us all mad, and he definitely made us all mad. But he did what he did, bro.
The vision that he had for underground people.
Yeah. He made them feel like stars, man.
Yeah.
Put everybody on the flyer and all that. You would want to share the flyer because your face is on it.
It's. So I can recall the DMV before it was a DMV, before it was called a DMV, just the music scene here. And before I went to Cali, I had deals, shit didn't go the way I wanted them to. But what was impressed me is just out of 2.5, maybe 3 years or so at Cali and come back, now it's a scene here. When I left, it wasn't no scene here.
Man, listen. At the beginning, not the beginning, but for me, starting to come outside around 06, 07 or whatever. You had Tabby's Pocket on the radio. Had Wale coming in with Pretty Girls. Before that, maybe one of the other Go-Go sample songs, or Uptown Roamers and those things, but it was just them two that casual people would have known in the area. Forget the rap scene people. If you ask the local, my neighbor, you know any local artists? I mean, that Tabby Benet, Wale, that's where that conversation would have stopped at that time.
Yeah.
But the fact that a high school kid has DMV music in their playlist along with the Chicago drill rappers and everybody else, like they know who 10, 15, 20 of these artists are. Like, bro, that's an accomplishment, and we all took part in that.
Absolutely.
And I want people to stop saying that, I did this or I did that. I'm just like, bro, we all did it. Like, even, so the debate with Dre and 20.
Right.
Bello with who created the term, right?
Right.
If I'm not sitting in your house, you're not sitting in my house, we don't know who said what first.
Right.
But what I do know is that we all took it from this open mic and might have took it to his or took it from here. 20 could have came up with it. We heard him say it. Then the next night we had Dre open mic. Dre heard us say it
and now
popularized it. Or I always give Two-Face the Wild Boy credit because Dre used to have him host at the Club Envy.
Yeah.
Face hears the term at the open mic and he says it on the radio. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's a progression with everything.
I know when you talk about people like 20 Bello who legendary in just the thought of let's try to make it us together. I get what it was about, you know what I'm saying? But the debate upset me sometimes because then it separated back out. Like, no, it was me. And that you're right, we all played a part in
spreading the word.
You can think back to events when we was at Dre joints when it's like 20, 30 different artists hit the stage and did their thing.
And you enjoyed it like you was at a real concert.
Show, like to the point where I went to some of the all-female shows there with the female rappers. We couldn't rap on it.
We had rappers. But the crowd was still there.
It was so
because
thick.
People was just that good at rap.
Yeah.
It was a competition. It was the unwritten rule.
Yeah.
There was a song at least by every artist that they had to perform every week for like 2-3 years.
Yeah, because people start knowing them for that song.
And we upset if you don't perform my song. I'm like, it's cool. You want to do your new song. That's fine.
Yeah.
You got 3 songs. Do your new song.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Do the other song you love the most.
Yeah.
Have fun performing.
Absolutely.
But you're going to do the song we want to hear. Or we going to jump you. It just is what it is.
I seen 20 Bello stop Long Sleeve Steve from leaving the stage and said, no, you got to do You Have My Bitch.
Yeah. That's
like
my
you
song.
Can't leave. Right, and that's the feeling I think we did create that because nobody else knew that music but us.
30-30 got to hit the My Naga joint. He got to. Cousin Bub got to do the Get Me joint. You know what I'm saying? S.I. had to do the I'm From Uptown. Homeboy, like Easy Money had to do a little bit. Like everybody got to do the song we want to hear. You gonna do it or else, bro. Like I'm not rocking if you know what I'm saying? So
and those people you name, recipes to Tex Sosa and all that. Those people you name,
Bishop Twan,
the recipes to Bishop Twan, they all came from that era, and it was so much. It was still competitive, but it was so much more supportive then.
Yeah.
I can remember.
And we wanted to collab. Everybody wanted to collab.
I can remember people coming up left and right. Let's do this. Let's do that. Introducing themselves, which they didn't have to because I just seen them on the stage and I'm like, yeah, that was dope or whatever. So that's early DMV. Like you said, we had Wale and Tabby bubbling, and I feel like that's kind of like when it got ugly too, because I was traveling a lot, and when I was going to other places, that's all they knew was Wale. But here, niggas was saying he not from DC. Niggas know me in LA.
It's my favorite conversation.
Right, so niggas know me in LA. Mm-hmm. The first time I went in LA, I was living in Oxon Hill. So when I get to the studio, they like, this is my man. He from the East Coast. Where you from, Holmes? Don't nobody know what Oxon Hill is in LA. So if I say Oxon Hill, Maryland, they're going to say, oh, you mean like Baltimore? No. Oxon Hill is a suburb of what? It's DC. If you step across the street, you could be in Southeast.
I've had this conversation even on the podcast a couple times. So I've always said, like, if you left out of town, because my mother's family from South Carolina, so I'm in South Carolina all the time. Yo, this is my cousin Mo. He from DC. Because Prince George's County and DC are the same culture.
Right.
I do understand there's differences. And of course, if I'm at home, I'm not trying to claim DC.
Right.
I'm going to say I am from New Carrollton, Maryland, specifically, because we're here and people here know what a New Carrollton is.
Right.
Even if you don't know it from just seeing it on the metro.
Right. You're familiar with the name and the term.
Right. And then there's people that haven't left their corridor in Congress Heights. You don't know nothing but Congress Heights. You ain't even left and went on the other end of the Green Line on the train to even see Greenbelt.
Right.
But at home is one thing, but out of town, like you said, because they're going to say Baltimore, or they may even say Annapolis, because you're thinking capital cities.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you don't know what these places are, then
we have a bad habit of shooting ourselves in the foot. And so with Wale, we get it. We understand because we're from here. Right. But when Benny the Butcher and them came out, I didn't hear any New York dudes say, well, they ain't from like New York City.
They ain't from Harlem. Yeah, Buffalo up there.
You know, that's a little up north. I get it. So what I was trying to get DC to do was expand your horizons, because if I'm in Cali and the only artist they know and associate with DC is Wale, we have to take that. Even if we know, hey, he this and he that.
All right, so this is the thing. I told someone else too, right? And I pointed this out. So one time, one of my folks had said, Wale went to high school with my man in Montgomery County, right? Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay. Mm-hmm. I said, where did you go to high school? Mm-hmm. He said, I was in jail during high school. I said, are you from jail?
Right.
I went to high school in Bowie. I'm not from Bowie. I've never lived in Bowie a day in my life. I got put out of a school and I went where I had to go. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, the reason I say New Carrollton is I was in New Carrollton from 6 to 16.
Right.
I became who I became during that time. I was in Capitol Heights before that. I was in Capitol Heights after that.
Right.
And at one point, I spent 10 years in Temple Hills, Capitol Heights, and New Carrollton, respectively. But I'm from New Carrollton.
Right.
Like, and people make such a big deal out of somebody saying, oh, well, I grew up here, I grew there. You ain't had no choice in the matter. That's where your parents chose to live.
Absolutely.
So don't tell me, like, I know people that was in DC till 8. And then came to PG, or vice versa. I'm just like, you don't really know. My wife don't even know where to say she's from.
The public, the streets do something funny here, and I'm not mad at that, right?
When you go outside.
So let's just say I'm born in DC at DC General, but I lived in DC maybe a year or two and moved to Florida. If I move back here in my late years and move back to Maryland, I'm more of a DC nigga in these DC dudes' mind than somebody that grew up the majority of the time here.
It's always a funny thing to me, but it's weird, like it's not that big of a deal, man.
It's not.
Like, and people say, well, you say that because you're from Maryland. I'm like, I feel like I would have said that if I was from DC. My father from D Street. Yeah. Like right over there in Hecker Jamal. Like I don't have to claim where he from. If I wanted to claim something, I might claim South Carolina because my mama from. Like it's not that serious to me though.
We're very
and people don't know half the time until you tell them. This dude one time made an Instagram post talking about his favorite people from DC, the realest people he knew from DC.
And
he wrote Big G, Tony Lewis Jr., and me.
Right.
You don't know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it ain't that serious though. Like
we definitely can't use it. We definitely can't use it as a reason not to support an artist.
Yeah,
if he's representing here, why would you tell people, oh, he can go, he's not?
You got somebody that's successful that made it.
Right.
Why wouldn't you want to include? And even with we want to include whatever part of Baltimore or Baltimore don't want to be included. I'm like, it's a numbers game, bro. Why don't you want to include? Like King Lo's one of the best rappers in the world.
Yeah.
That man from Baltimore. Why would I want to? No, I don't want to claim him. I'm from the same state. Technically, I'm from the same state as that man. I'm from Maryland.
Absolutely. And if I'm in, so it's hard enough for people in other places to understand why we even have a D. What is the fuck is a DMV? I'm in a store in Cali, talking to my man, a girl that must be from the DMV hear me. Oh, you must be from the DMV. Hold up, shawty. My man from DC, he don't know nothing about no department of motor vehicles because he's from Compton. He don't know, right? But if I get this trying to explain to that man, once I explain to him, that's what they call DC, Maryland, and Virginia, but not Baltimore, not Richmond. And if you go past it, we ain't got time for all that shit.
Metro go where it go. Yeah, it is what it is.
It's the DMV, dog. Like, you got Missy and Pharrell and all these people, Pusha T.
757.
That's way down in Virginia. And guess what? You ask Pusha T, and all he talking about DC. So-and-so over DC? Nah, DC. Yeah. I love DC. So what I'm saying is, then we're going to push this man away and say, oh, he ain't even from the DC.
Right, your man bringing resources, bringing light, and you want to push it up. Yeah, it just don't make no sense, man.
These people here got to stop thinking that drama is the only way. If you're betting on my talent to bring you attention, or if you're betting on drama bringing you attention, it could. But lightning normally don't strike in the same place, the same way twice. We've had rappers that use that drama formula and people bought it in the beginning, but later on they saw through it and said, oh, this nigga 50, wow. He said Ja Rule some shit for singing, but this nigga talking about some summertime white walls, Camaros, Milky. Right? He took that man's style and ran with it and said it was whack when the other dude was doing it.
So I want people to see how tactical people are when it comes to industry battles, right? Mm-hmm. So this is something I noticed that 50 did, and I don't think nobody else even noticed it. Murder Inc. on the investigation. Ja Rule can't say but so much back. Can't say I'm gonna kill you out of FBI investigating you. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I can't even come back as hard as I want to come back for real because I'm under investigation. 50 knew that. Drake against Meek Mill. Meek on tour with Nicki. He know that man don't got time to get in the studio. Right. Ain't no studio on the but he know this. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like this is tactical stuff.
But you're used to that because you come from battle rap.
Right.
So people think, they don't understand the preparation that go with it. They think every battle rapper steps on the stage with a blank stage and they just freestyle against each other. And I'm quite sure that y'all always freestyle sometime during that battle because y'all rebutting each other and all that shit, right? But they don't understand the preparation it takes for you to remember these 100 bars that you wrote to blaze this man come win your next battle.
April 20th.
Hey, I'm going to be in the building. They don't understand the preparation that you're going to go through. We've been at so many battles.
And I mean, I've come from the standing in front of my man outside on the block freestyling, but the game elevated is written now. So yeah, no, it's a lot.
We've been at battles and saw people completely choke.
Yeah,
you know why they completely choked? Because they thought what y'all do is easier than what it really is. And they said,
oh, I can do that.
You seen write something tonight, or I think of something tonight, and the next day it might have been dope, but you're not going to remember it, or it's not going to be as dope as you think it is.
And it's a lot of factors too. You're preparing for a crowd reaction at a certain time, and then if you don't get it, that can throw you off. Yeah, you're like, yo, y'all didn't get that. Now I'm afraid. I'm like, if you ain't like that line, and I thought that was my best one, you ain't gonna like none of these other joints. So now my energy off, the performance different.
You hear what this man telling y'all?
It's a lot. Also, I'm preparing for what I know you're going to say about me too. Things I know you're going to address. Like if I'm Eminem, I know you're going to talk about me being white. I'm almost immune to it. Right. But even though Eminem's like, man, I heard that line before, it don't matter. If the crowd still think it's hot, it's hot.
Right.
Like I told Ty Law one time, people were saying, tie-dye reference. I'm like, yeah, Ty, you heard them all. Mm-hmm. You're tired of it. It's corny to you. But if that person in the crowd never heard it, it's hot. And you have to accept that and be prepared to rebuttal it.
Yeah.
The crazy thing about written battles, I've never once showed my rebuttal skills. And I could freestyle incredible because I was so focused on memorizing what I wrote.
Right.
This next battle is not what's going to happen. I'm going to leave some space for me to, what I'm saying?
I look at it like this.
But you only can rebuttal if somebody say something hot.
Right. I look at it like this. I've watched enough battle rap to understand I could think I'm dope. I could think I'm lyrical. I could think I got metaphors, entendres, all type of words.
All that, right.
Yeah. But I understand that the dedication, shout out my man Vito Cognac. He would go back and forth from battle rap to recording with us and doing this and then recording. I said,
I can't do that.
I said, concentrate on battle rap for a while And then I ain't saying don't record no song, but concentrate on battle rap.
You know why I don't have those songs? It's because I was concentrating on battle rap.
Yeah.
And for one, I didn't want industry. I wasn't trying to make no music, no way. But what people didn't get was like, Mo, why you don't make no songs? Why you don't make no album? I said, bro, if I write a song and every time y'all see me at the open mic every week, y'all want me to battle somebody different. Oh, my man, he nice, Mo, you can't beat him. I have to be in the mental state to do that. If I go write a song, it's gonna sound like a diss track. Every single one.
Yeah.
It could be a song for the ladies. It's gonna sound like a diss track, bro.
That's how all my stuff is because I'm in competition with I'm trying to outdo myself each time. And I remember I had a battle on that DMV series joint, and I had songs that was old. And they like, oh, you wrote that song for him. I'm like, this song I got a video for it is from 2016. The battle ain't happened to 2018 or 19. Right. So I didn't write it for this battle, but your disposition becomes who won it. So you have to be ready.
Yeah.
It's people out here now, and I'm not trying to be specific. It's just the mentality of people. They feel as though, I'm better than this guy or I'm better than that guy. And that's cool. You're supposed to feel like, absolutely.
I'm absolutely better.
You're supposed to be like, I'm the best one here.
Yeah.
But the part that what I feel like you would come off a lot better is this. We watch the greats, the New York guys battle and this, that, and the third. And what we stuck to, we don't realize it afterwards, we stuck to the humbleness. Because it wasn't...
You want everybody else to say you the best. It make a difference drastically. Yeah.
That's all I was
Once you get to a point, you understand that.
If you tell me you the best, I expect you to tell me that. What I need for somebody to do to me is say, have you heard Mo Betta though?
Yeah.
What you tell me is what you supposed to tell me. I need somebody else that I respect. If I see my man Info from Top Dog and he say, yeah, but I got another nigga for you. And I say, okay, I know how he get down. He tell me about somebody else.
Right.
And let me check him out.
If I think you dope and you saying this nigga better than you,
That's the only thing that I think validates who we are in this place, because I will say that everybody that came out before me, I don't care who they are, I respect them. When I came out, I wasn't the first rapper from DC. You had absolutely Fat Rodney, rest in peace. You had Stinkin' Ink, you had Scorpio, you had Vinny D. Only person I knew personally out of that is Vinny D. He's from my native South Side. You see what I'm saying? But the point I'm making is, if I felt like I was better than any of these guys, Purcell, Vinny, absolute monster in the game. If I thought I was better than any of these guys, I'm gonna just keep working to try to get better so they'll eventually see me. But I'm not going to challenge them.
Being the best is actually a scary place, because like imagine with basketball, you're naturally gifted. You don't work as hard when you're already the best. You can't, in your mind, you can't improve.
Yeah.
If you that much better than me, I have to, like, you my older brother, and I gotta try. I want to beat you.
Yeah.
I don't care about beating Jordan, Kobe, nobody. I want to beat you. You my older brother. You are my own, like, I beat you, I beat the world. I gotta keep working harder because I don't have the acclaim you got. They're not saying my name the way you saying my name. And I feel like all of us at any point could be the best because we have the best to study. The people before us didn't have nobody to study from.
Yeah.
I can listen to Tupac, Scarface, Biggie, Eminem, Jay-Z, Nas, and AZ, and borrow pun, and borrow a little bit from every single one of them. They ain't had that advantage. They was competing with each other. They was too busy. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I tell people. I'm just like, I'm gonna take something from my peers, the people before me.
But how do we translate that here though? Because I noticed that the history of hip hop is important in the Mecca, is important in other places, but DC is about the right now. So the people that we speak of, when we say the young giants, the trails, the Shy Glizzies, the light shows, young niggas ain't listening to, they old to them now.
Yeah.
Right? So
I asked a 20-year-old recently who they listened to see if I was going to hear them names, and I didn't.
I already know because I work with some of these young dudes, and I would be listening to these dudes, and I asked them the same thing I asked my nephew.
Those names is before their time.
I said, nephew, you done told me about 2 different rappers in 2 weeks. I pulled a video and watched them. You know what I'm saying? And the next thing you know, it's like, it's a younger from up the street from here named Walk Down Will. I pull him up and I see what he's doing yet. Next thing is Free Walk Down Will.
Right.
Now he told me about the dude he was beefing with, Octa Clicker. Next thing I look at, this is the comments. I'm looking at this in the video. Rest in peace, Optic Clicker. So I go to my nephew like, who is these dudes? They look at the comments. He said, yeah, because you know they was beefing. Then he's in jail because he's supposed to have killed. I say, listen, y'all got it tough out here. Y'all generation is killing y'all stars. Y'all killing each other, right? When I see people that's in a different, me and you ain't in the same generation of hip hop, or we of the same spirit of hip hop, right? When I see people from your generation trying to say something to younger people, which I don't see. When I see people from my generation trying to say something to people from your generation, which I really don't see, right? I would intervene and say, what is y'all ain't even in each other's lane, right? Who's killing each other is the people that's in each other's lane. So Walk Down Will or Octa Clicker or whatever, if they get to beefing, it's because they in the same age group, in the same areas. Circles are gonna bump into each other eventually, and then things happen. And I'm not a fan of that. I think that the little youngin that got killed around 37, from 37, that was crazy to me. You supposed to protect Shawty. He's supposed to be out here on the major stage now. But y'all want to create that internet beef stuff we was talking about earlier, where you talking stuff to people online, and you know you're going to see these people, and now something got to happen because you done already put the threat out there.
So one thing I like that you mentioned, right? This is what I want people to understand about Buzz. I never heard Walk Down Will, but I heard his name. I never listened to KP Skywalker, but I heard his name. Yeah. That's what people need to understand. When these lists is made, and it say buzzing artist, it don't say best rapper, most skilled hook writer. It say buzzing. And people like, yo, I ain't made the list. I can rap better. I'm like, y'all missing
the point. Yeah.
What the title said. It said buzzing. We talking about people that's in the street, that casual people know they name, heard they name.
Right.
And even my thing with a list, right? It's two things. If I don't make the list, I want to look at the list. I still want to check out everybody that's on the list. If that junk is best lyricist, best photographer, best dancer, whatever. If that's what I'm interested in, I want to go see it, because whether I think I'm better than them or not, they still deserve to be on it, most likely. And a lot of times when people say I should be on this list and I'm not, all right, well, this is my question to you. Who do I take off in place of you?
Yeah.
If you can't tell me that, then them niggas deserve to be on it too.
Yeah.
Just like the All-Star game. It's great Bammers in the NBA that don't make the All-Star game.
Yeah.
It can't be with so many All-Star. Like, I put Wale there, and I'm going to keep referencing him because he's our guy from here. But Wale, I think, wants to be mentioned with Cole, Kendrick, Drake, and all. And rightfully so. You should. You came in, that's your class, you work, and you got your thing too. But I feel like what some artists do is they try to go seek that other fan base. And you try to make a different sound, but then people don't know that you came seeking them, so they're not listening, and then you lose your own fan base because you tried to make a new sound. To me, Wale is an all-star.
Yeah. He
might not be an all-star starter.
Yeah.
But if you could come out and sell 125,000, 150, 100,000 your first week, stay with that formula. Because when he tried, I feel, to go do something different, then he had Shine come out, and he tried to, and there's some good songs on there, but he tried to do something different, and he sold 26.
The only difference, the problem with Wale and why he not gonna be on that level with them guys is because them guys' hometown don't say, well, J. Cole ain't really from North Carolina.
Right.
Drake ain't from no damn Canada.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Right. Like we really failed that man.
I feel like
Wale, if you watching this, I apologize for these trifling ass niggas.
So
we let that man down.
I know underground in any area, they got their issues. And I'm sure of that, but I am convinced this area is unique in our hate for each other.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I never seen a place like this.
And people will use your whatever love somebody has for you. If one person envy that love, Mo, I've seen you battle so many times, right? And my thing is this: you earn the reputation that you have. Can't nobody take that from you until I see them do you dirty, and then I'm still like, so what? They could battle again, and he could do the same thing to him. I understand what this sport is about, right? What we mess up is this: it's somebody that's been battling way less time than you, and they know who you are, and they might say, "Shit, I got 10 years in the game," and you're like, "Okay, I get it. I've been doing it for longer than that, but I get what you're saying. You want your respect for being in there that long, right? But you can't use Mo to get respect in this field. You have to go out here and make these people look at you.
So
like
I had this conversation before. I've battled a few people, wasn't prepared, didn't know my lyrics, whatever. I lost, right? So why should I share the video? I don't want people to see me perform bad, right? So I don't share the video. The video gets 80 views in 2-3 years. You beat me bad. Or I beat myself, but what did you gain for that? You can go around telling everybody in the world I beat Mo Betta, but it still didn't change my reputation because ain't nobody see it.
Right.
So this is what I be telling these people. I'm like, yo, what did you get out of it?
Right.
Like nothing came from that. You know what I'm saying? And then people are still looking at it like you didn't beat Mo. He beat my. I don't personally think anybody can beat me. I think I only can beat myself. I don't think there's a person's pen capable of beating. I mean, from Murder Mook to Eminem, I'm dead serious.
So this is how we get back. That's how I got back to Wale. It's weird to me that we would have one representative, but if we do, you know, I came up in a time where you was from DC or you was a Maryland Bama. That's who two people I never heard nobody call Maryland Bamas to this day. Lynn Bias, rest in peace, and Sugar Ray Leonard. Because they wouldn't give a fuck how far out these niggas was from away from the line. That made the whole area proud.
I'm gonna show you the hypocritical thing. People, how they move the goalposts and they pick and choose what they want to say about who, right? Kevin Durant went to school in 3 different places. Kevin Durant went to school out there in Moco. Kevin Durant went to school in Fort Washington, and he went to high school in Virginia. Where KD from? You see what I'm saying? Like, why we pick and choose when we do that?
They do this incredible documentary and they talk about PG, something in the water.
Something in the water, yeah.
Right. Now the dude that do the documentary, incredible artist in his own right. The rap dude was IDK, right? He dissed Nooch. He lost me right there. I don't care how good you think you are. I don't care if you think you better than Nooch. I know what Nooch stand for. I don't know. People think because I come from the era of the Oi Boys, and I don't know Booby, right? Just why I talked to you earlier, my man from the farms rolled up on me. You know what I'm saying? So I know who I know, but I don't know everybody. You understand? But when I see a young man doing what he's doing, and you come out and try to diss him and say, your dad wish I was his son, you lost me right there. And because I feel like you're letting your skills get the best of your morals. When you battle, you shit on and say whatever. I done heard you say something about somebody's grandmama, and I'm laughing because I know what you did. You exposed him like he a gorilla, like he gonna do something, but I already crossed the line. Why he ain't do nothing? Right. So when I see these people who will say, I'm a molecular structure type rapper, and you know what I mean, the ransoms of the world that can really put these words together. You can't battle Rick Ross. I don't give a fuck how good you think you are. And I don't like Rick Ross. It ain't about me liking Rick Ross. I expect better from you, young man. You better than that. So when I hear IDK this Nooch, I'm like, what was that for? Y'all supposed to link up together. And even if you feel like he dissed you, right? I'm not saying that he might not have said something that you looked at as, oh, I got to go on him now. But you have to be able to understand this. I could be the most lyrical rapper in the world. In hip hop and in most states, not just the East Coast, street cred is up here and lyrics is next. So if my man has the street cred and the streets is behind him, it don't matter what you said. They're going to say, oh, this lyrical miracle, you know, champagne in the cereal ass nigga. We don't want to hear that shit. We want to hear some real shit.
So a few things came from that, right? Nucci said what he said on his freestyle first, right? IDK responds.
Yeah.
What I give Nucci credit for IDK's response. Nucci got enough of a name, even though the nation know who Nucci is now on the front porch. But before then, let's say the nation doesn't know
who he is.
They know IDK.
Right.
Nucci's a good enough rapper with a big enough name at home that IDK felt the need to have to respond to that.
Yeah.
So that says a lot about Nucci.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing I like that Nucci did without doing was he made IDK rap.
Yeah.
I wasn't listening to IDK's songs.
Yeah.
When I want to know if a person can rap, I'm listening to
freestyles, yeah,
the battle shit. I want to see you at the beginning of
first time I seen him, he was on Flex, so I get what you're saying.
So when IDK rapped, it's not about what he said. I was like, oh shit, he's rapping.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I appreciate IDK for that, and I appreciate Nucci for that.
For putting him in that, yeah.
So I'm saying, like, I'm looking at the situation a little different than most.
And I don't.
And this is from somebody who I met. So I helped paint a basketball court on some charity stuff with IDK over there off Marlboro Pike, Capitol Heights. You know what I'm saying? Did the charity thing with IDK. I have hip hop conversations with Nucci. I judged a versus type situation with Nucci. Nucci beat the guy 4-1, 5-0. I don't even remember, but I'm a fan of Nucci's music. I'm like, you got the Gutter joint that got some content. The Jerome joint got content. I'm like, okay, I may not be a fan of IDK style, but he showed me that he also could go do this too. Just like with Drake. You see Drake making a hit record, but when it came to battle, Drake had to go rap. And I was like, so Nucci helped expose that to me about IDK. So I liked it for the hip hop essence of it all. You know what I'm saying? But everything serves a purpose because Nucci didn't even respond the second time, where I'm sure he had songs loaded in the clip. I'm actually 100% sure he had songs loaded in the clip. But it's like, okay, you got this porch thing moving now. Yeah. All right, we don't
think of how humble you got to be because he was doing the porch.
To stop.
Yeah, you was doing the porch yourself.
Right.
You was doing the porch yourself. The front porch was you for over a year or a year. Right. Then you was humble enough to say, how can I make this bigger? I'm going to bring other people on here. And not for necessarily to rap with me or to perform with me.
Right.
To give them the same platform.
He in the house while they perform. Yeah.
Right. And that right there just showed that young man character. Like this dude.
I mean, but everything is smart because then when you mix in your own freestyles in between, it still brings more eyes to you because your followers went up, but it also gave a platform to other people. And it's like now you're comparing the front porch to the tiny desk.
We need to be standing behind him. We need to be standing behind Mike D'Angelo, these guys.
Yeah, Mike got bars.
Like these guys are so, and what he stand for, the passion. This dude walked to Philly. I don't care what you did it for. He walked. He walked for a good reason. The thing with his niece and all this, right? I respect these guys for being that, even if I didn't even think they rap. Then when I hear them rap, I'm like, okay.
And you got the nerve to be
That's
good.
what it's all about.
You got the nerve to be
good. You stand for something and you can do this. This is what DC need to be behind. Now, I'm not saying everybody got to be, there's people that's doing incredible things, say to a teacher. But he's an incredible artist. I'm not a fan of his art because he's a teacher. I just say because he's a teacher, his art is going to come off in a certain way. Because he's approaching it a certain way. He has a certain level of intelligence.
As a lyricist, right, I'm going to ask you something because there's another genre or another field, career field, where I think I appreciate them because I'm a rapper. Pastors have wordplay for days.
Yeah.
Reverend Tony Lee be going
I grew up with him.
Bro. Like, I'm talking about bars, bar.
Fly and dude to him and his brother Bill. League and
with the shoes and all that.
This is what I mean.
Catching them with phone posits in the pulpit. They different.
They made church cool. So I was talking about Tupac at the time, right? I said, Tupac don't realize what type of power he have. And I'm just using it for an example. I say, if Tupac made a song tomorrow and say, I go to church every Sunday because it's cool and it's this and this, niggas gonna be in church. And I ain't just using Tupac for an example. It's just people of influence on every different level.
It's the truth, though.
Right?
So I had my little cousin got murdered, but he was the same way. One day, everybody was outside. They was shooting craps outside my grandmother's house. They drinking and smoking, right? I'm 3 o'clock in the morning. My cousin was like, we going to church tomorrow. They all went to church the next morning. I'm talking about still drunk, still high. Ain't even been asleep, bro. Like,
that's what the OG. So people hear us say OG Circle and they think it stands for original gangster. It don't. It stands for organically grown, right? But that's what the OG is supposed to do. I'm not supposed to see some young dudes doing something and know that they gonna end up being a crash test dummy. Hey, Sade, young and roll up on me on Wayne Place. I'm the resident manager in the hood apartments on First Street. OG, where they go with that smoke? I said, they probably just walked down the hill, Sade. I think they was just in the parking lot. He's on a bike. He getting ready to ride off to go down the hill where I just told him he was at. I said, Sade, if I could see that joint on you, the feds could see it too. They park right there.
Mm-hmm.
He turned his bike around and go put that up and then go get what he needs. Why I get locked up at 8 o'clock on a Friday morning.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I know you feel like that's a part of you, but stash that somewhere real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you go around the corner and I can look right and say, oh, yeah,
you're not even making it to where you're trying to get.
You ain't gonna get there, right? So that's what an OG should do. It's not to try to be his father. You don't have to take it off of him. I didn't try to take it off of him.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I told him some information and you do with that what you want.
I did that one day at a bus stop. It was an old lady sitting at the bus stop. 3 young boys having a conversation. The language is sexual, talking about what they gonna do with these girls when they link up and all of that. And I made eye contact with one of them.
Mm-hmm.
So all right. So there was the 2 risks. I could say something, and they be like, "Man, who is you? Mind your business, whatever." It could have, and then I'd have been cussing and fussing, making it worse for the old lady, or you just kind of go with that feeling. I looked at the one dude, we made eye contact. I ain't even tell him to stop. I did like this. I looked at her. I did like that. He looked at the old lady. He tapped his man like, "Hey." It was that simple. Yeah. It wasn't no words exchanged at all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's the same way we supposed to be with our folks. Like if I'm with my mans and them, I don't roll with nobody. We can't control each other, or we got enough respect to make each other listen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like me and you could be on a bus freestyling in the back, loud as I don't know what, and there's some because it's young people on, but they don't care. There's some probably get on that don't need to hear that, don't want to hear that, and it's like, all right, we gotta stop. You know what I'm saying? Like you supposed to be able to. So I tell my stepson all the time, do not hang with people that y'all can't check each other.
Right.
You gotta be able to check your mans. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's just real. You know what I'm saying? Like, or like back in the day, I know folks that smoke. I don't smoke, but it was just certain things we do. So there's a church parking lot up the street. We'd walk from the store back to around the neighborhood. As soon as we step on that soil, our language changed. They ain't smoke like they. You gotta put that out like you do it on the other side. Like it's
so
just
respect died with our generation. We have respect for certain things, but so we created something in our generation called crack babies. Those crack babies got to their late teens and 20s and start having babies with other crack babies, and now we got crack grandbabies, right? So they was born with crack in their DNA, and then they linked up with somebody else with crack in their DNA, and they had offspring, and now we like, man, these kids out of control. What do we?
So my thing about the kids out of control, I feel like the parents, my generation of parents, we saw first of all, we want to be their friend. We don't want them to be mad at us. And also like our parents didn't know what we was doing outside, who we was with, where we was at for real. But we still had to check in to a certain degree. Like these kids, you playing Grand Theft Auto, and you online with people that could be in a whole nother state. You could be talking to a pedophile, and you don't know who your kid talking to. None of that.
Yeah.
So I don't really like that. But also, with social media, the kids got access to the same thing the adults got access to.
Right.
And I could come to your school and talk to your son and be like, "Hey, don't do this, don't do that." But if your son following me on social media and I'm doing the opposite of everything I told him not to do,
that's true. That's true.
You know what I'm saying? It's like. Sometimes you just gotta tell them no. It don't even matter if you want them to have it, if you got the money for them to have it. I'm like, they gotta hear no sometimes.
Or just gain back control. Like, in a sense.
It's 12-year-olds carjacking people. 12.
Yeah,
Dre, that is 6th grade.
That's nuts.
At 6th grade,
I was playing Little League football.
I'm trying to play tag or send the girl a little note that say yes, no, and she send it back with a maybe. You know what I'm saying? Like, at 12?
Yeah. And this is so.
But they realize that if they do go to jail, how short the stint gonna be, or like they know this, and them people that sending them to go steal them cars, to do whatever, they know that them kids will get less time. Like they know.
Yeah, it's a setup.
It's a
so
setup.
This is, if we believe, I know you believe, if we believe hip hop is a microcosm, it's just whatever's going on in the world, right? That's why I'm trying to regain control over what's going on, and especially like. I see it all the time. Like I'm kind of in some shit right now because it's levels of respect or whatever that I ain't come from that, so I don't deal with it that way. You know what I'm saying? if we don't get control of, I'll use go-go as an example. It's no youth in go-go. People think I'm anti this and anti that, but there's no youth in go-go. And when I say no youth, I mean a young go-go band might be still in their 30s. Mm-hmm. Right? I don't see no teenagers like when I grew up with the Junkyard Band. Right, you know what I'm saying? So like, you have to add some originality into it, because it's not gonna just survive off of doing cover songs. Mm-hmm. And that's why ain't no youth involved, because it ain't no nothing bringing them in. They can hear the original version of what these go-go dudes playing on the radio for real. Mm-hmm. Why would they go pay $50 to hear somebody else play a song that they can hear on the radio for free?
I mean, the live experience, but I mean, they could go see the concert of the same original artist too. Yeah, I get it. But it's the I don't know. It's just that same.
No,
we make stuff sound better.
We know why go-go works, because we fan. I'm from here and I understand it. I ain't talking about why we like it.
Right.
I'm saying, what do we want it to be?
But it's the same thing with local artists being mad at radio for not playing them. All right, but you competing with Drake,
right?
With Meek Mill, with Nicki Minaj. Right. So this is the thing: if PGC's playing Drake, why in the hell KYS gonna risk playing me?
Yeah.
Unless I have an undeniable hit.
And guess what else is? Somebody playing you though. They playing you up Listen Vision, right? Mm-hmm. Instead of these people directing everybody to say, "Look, I'm not getting played on this, but I'm getting played on this." We should be supporting more the independent. So.
Yeah, I mean, the artists don't do their part sometimes too. Like, so I've always said this: if the artist, let's say we all got behind Wale, right? Wale drop an album, the artist promoting it, going crazy, and then Shock Glizzy drop. The artists get behind it, promote it, go crazy, which makes all the regular people see it too. Then Trail, whatever. So if I'm a record label head, I'm looking like, damn, every time an artist down there in DC drop a song, they area get behind them. You know what? Since that area supports that area, I'm going to go sign me an artist in that area. For a selfish reason, you done put yourself on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, a lot of stuff we be blaming people for, we got some control over.
That's what okay, so, DC, I'm going to use fashion as an example. You might see me in the Hugo. The only thing I wear more is DC fashions. Right. But here's the thing. I don't just wear Magnets. I wear shooters. I wear all days. If I see something that's more and people don't even really know about it and it looks slick, I'm wearing that too. You understand? So if we don't treat our artists the same way, right? If Ant Glizzy know it's only one nigga they gonna get behind, he gonna start shooting down everybody else, because he gonna be the only one left for people to get behind, right? And I'm not saying that's what he doing. I'm just giving the example. You know what I'm saying?
So look, I can find a silver lining in everything. A lot of people don't like to discuss Ant Glizzy, right? There's things he does that I don't like. Then there's things he does that I do like. I don't like everything that any one person does. Right. There's people that don't love everything I do. They like some stuff, they don't. So what I do like about him is I see him when he generates money, however he generates it, whether it's from the 100,000 YouTube followers, whatever. I see him give back. I know people that they swear are good people, great people, that don't even do that. Right. I know a lot of people that come from the struggle to get back, because you can relate to not having.
Right.
I started Help DMV, helping people pay past due bills, because I had a past due bill. You know what I'm saying? I just started it back because I lost my job. I'm like, yeah, I know it's somebody else that lost their job who ain't in the situation I'm in. Like, I got a wife, I got family all over the area, so I got some help. They might have lost their job and don't have no help. So that's why I started, you know what I'm saying? So with Ant Glizzy, if nothing else, he's funny as hell. He can tell a story. That can lead to something totally different.
Absolutely.
That man can get a TV deal. This man, he can do narrations.
He's so good at the attention drawing part. He already showed that he could get his blog stuff to the level of some of the nationwide joints, and he's starting to appear on some of those, right? Here's what I want to figure out one thing about him. What is he? Is he a comedian? Is he a rapper? Because bidding, you can't say he's a bidder. Okay, so what do that translate into? Like,
I mean, at this point, it's a YouTuber.
Absolutely. Now, that's cool, because you got people like Hassan Campbell, you got people like Charleston White, you got people who are making a living off of doing what they're doing, and if that's what he chooses to do, I'm behind him. I don't feel like he's, nobody that,
and this is my thing.
Have an issue with.
This is my thing. All right, so people say, all right, you're talking about people. All right, well, everybody's talking about people.
Yeah.
You was bold enough to say it in public. Now, I ain't with the exposing. I don't want it, but that's me. Is what I choose to do or not do. But there's other people to do that too. And like I said, I'm not gay or nay. Honestly, I'm really indifferent. I don't care either way. Because again, if I don't like something, I don't have to subscribe to it. I don't have to watch it.
Absolutely.
If it gets retweeted, I still don't have to click play. Like that's just me. You know what I'm saying?
And there's so many people that don't keep that in mind. Like, oh.
That's like I said, you
I seen
talking
somebody
internet, but and then there's one other thing I want to point out. So like with the fight with Davey, right? All right, he lost. Whether you say he got beat up or he was gassed, he was whatever, you had to take the criticism the same way you was giving criticism. Like if I join on you, but then your brother can come and cook me, I gotta shut up and take that. If I fried in a battle and the next nigga fried me, like I gotta take that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I was like, I'm indifferent. Like, all right,
it's
bro.
It's a DC. That Davey situation, all that was probably more important to us than anybody else, just because we from here.
Because you know them both.
But it's weird to me. It's like I know what Davey is. He's an inspiring comedian.
Right.
He been going down that path on social media for years, right? And started out at however he started, security, whatever he was for Shock Glizzy. But he, in somewhere during that time, he started dropping music himself, right? Or with Glizzy Gang, or then after when he left, right? So I was under the impression that he was a rapper. That's what I thought.
I mean, at a
but
point,
let
I guess
me tell you
that's what
about
you were attempting to be.
DC people. DC people get to the point where they so street, they can't claim nothing else. So they'll tell you, I ain't no rapper, I'm gonna try. I ain't no rapper, I'm this and I'm that.
I hate that line.
That's the weirdest thing.
I hate that line the most because I'm listening to you rap saying, I ain't a rapper, I'm a trapper.
Right.
Shorty, I'm not watching you on the block.
Right.
I ain't listening to you rap.
Yeah.
I hate that line. I absolutely hate that line, bro.
And if we blur those lines and make it to where everything is about who you are on the streets, I get it. You're gonna be who you are. I think if you a street dude, it's gonna naturally show through. Yeah, but you don't want to go too far where you end up like what, AR-AB or something, like when you in jail because you done said too much trying to prove to these people, look, I really do.
How real you are. Yeah.
I remember one time it's like, wait, hold on, big guy, we believe you. But even if we don't believe you, who cares? Don't put your life in jeopardy to prove to us that you was real and you did all this stuff before you rap. So if you ain't a rapper, we know the effort that it takes to either think of a freestyle or write something down or come up with a concept and build that up. You wouldn't take that time. That's why I say back in the day when you was out on the block and your heart wasn't in it. My niggas knew what I was. This nigga, I didn't start rapping until I was in my 20s, going to the studio and all that. The first 3 years, I was rapping like this, and then rapping, you see what I'm saying? And these niggas start seeing the talent in me to where if I'm on the block, I don't really need to do no hand-to-hand shit. Nigga, you just keep the rap going. I'm gonna beat on the cop. Man, let me go make this hit and come back and start the beat back over.
Nah, my cousin called me around where he was banging that one time back in the day because his man used to hustle, but he was rapping too. He was like, "Ma, I want you to come freestyle with him." I went out there. The dude was so amazed at what I do. The dude that my cousin was telling me how good he was never rapped. He just listened to me. I'm watching. He making money. They still doing their thing. We was like, yo, hey man, tell your cousin like he good around here whenever he want. Like tell him come around. You know what I'm saying? Like
your talent should be able to shelter you if you're a good ball player. And all these kids, these dudes in the neighborhood know. Every time I've seen Shorty since he was 7, he been walking around with that basketball. Now he's 14 and he's 6'2". Don't mess with him, man. Don't say nothing funny to him. You see him with some books. I don't want to hear none of that bullshit about, oh, look at this nigga reading. And don't make him feel funny about his path. We need to help him get to his path.
Teasing people about being smart is
bettering themselves in general.
Always been the weirdest thing to me. So I was watching an episode of In the House, LL Cool J joint. And the girl Tiffany had did something academically, right? But she was running for homecoming queen. And her friend was telling her, all that smart stuff, they not going to vote for. I'm like, that's crazy. Why would you not, all of a sudden you're not as pretty as you are because you're smart? Like that makes you a nerd or that's
if we keep on doing that, if we keep doing that to people, we're going to have people that come out that not really that smart, but just a little intellectual in the way they put their words together, that gonna lead us astray. You gonna have a Candace Parker type what's her name? Candace Owens type person that can come out and sound uber intellectual, and we think, oh she's right. We gotta go vote for Trump because they saying this and they saying that. And I'm like,
yo, people, when I was young, like I'm winning spelling bees and all that, like my friends was bragging about me. Like this is the thing, why wouldn't you want to be best friends with the smart person? That's the person that's gonna make sure you pass that test. That's who you want to do your science fair project with. That's the partner you want. Like it makes no sense to me. But we've been riding for a while. Before we end, you gotta go sit in that there hot seat. All right, let's get to it. WP, and this is for any point in time. This is now, the 90s, 2000, whatever. WPGC or WKYS?
KYS.
WHUR or Magic?
HUR.
Go-Go or DMV Rap?
Go-Go.
Nike boots or Timbs?
Nike boots.
Nike boots or New Balance?
New Balance.
All right, a favorite rapper. I don't really know who to put up against this guy. Like it's for this area, it's like Scarface, or then I'm just like Scarface, just the adopted one. Yeah, so I'm gonna leave that alone. All right, the hood movies versus. Let's go Friday or Paid in Full.
Paid in Full.
Music, New York or Atlanta?
New York.
New York or Houston?
New York.
Houston or Chicago? No. I said, all right, yeah, New York or Houston. Houston or Chicago?
Houston.
Houston or LA?
LA.
Okay, let's go R&B real quick. Erykah Badu, Baduism, or Lauryn Hill, Miseducation?
Miseducation.
The NBA or the NFL?
Oh, shit. NFL.
Jordan or LeBron?
You know what? LeBron.
Okay, LeBron or Kobe?
Kobe.
Jay-Z or Lil Wayne?
Jay-Z.
I'm going to switch it up real quick. Kirk Franklin or Marvin Sapp?
Kirk Franklin.
If I give you a $500 gift card, would you rather it be to the grocery store or the gas station?
Grocery store.
Now, this is just a random. It's not even an either or. What's your favorite mixtape ever?
50 Cent of the Future.
Okay. Can you name 5 DMV clothing brands? I feel like you did it earlier anyway, but...
Madness, Shooters, All Days. Would Sabiato be considered a DC?
Man, I guess.
I'm going to do this. DDTP, man. Mm-hmm. Shout out my man, Zoe.
Give me one more.
The museum.
Okay. Tiny Desk or the Front Porch?
Front Porch. Shout out Nooch.
Now, did you see Scarface on the Tiny Desk?
I absolutely did.
Did you see Backyard on the Front Porch?
I absolutely did.
Scarface or Backyard?
Scarface.
Okay. APAP or Davey Ruffin?
Ruffin.
Can you give me 3 R&B artists from the DMV, past or present?
Past or present. Tony Terry, Johnny Gill, Stacey Lattisaw.
Oh, man.
I took it back on
yeah, you definitely did. Okay. Street ball, Watts or Down the Farms?
Barry Farms.
Rest in peace to SpongeBob.
Rest in peace, big guy.
Best Super Bowl halftime performance, Michael Jackson or Prince?
Prince.
Okay, now were you the Nintendo, then PlayStation guy, or the Sega, then Xbox guy?
I guess I'm from the era Nintendo, but I ain't really played none of them shits.
Okay.
I was on the block.
DMV Celebrity Mount Rushmore. Now this could be radio personalities,
okay,
a politician, entertainer, an artist, an athlete. Let's go. Mount Rushmore.
Marion Barry, rest in peace.
That's one.
I'm gonna go with Chuck Brown, rest in peace.
Okay, that's 2. We went go in politics.
A lot of people not familiar with this next guy, but you need to get familiar with Mr. Petey Green.
Okay, that's 3. You got the entertainment side.
And
you probably gotta go with athlete now.
Yeah, I'm gonna say with athletes, I'm gonna say Len Bias, rest in peace, but it could be Sugar Ray Leonard, OKD too.
Okay, all right, bet. Now, this is other people's opinion of you. Are you more like Malcolm X or Martin Luther King?
Malcolm X.
If someone sees you dressed up, do they think you're going to work, church, or court?
Probably church at this point.
Okay. One gotta go. Denzel Washington is Malcolm X. Jamie Foxx is Ray. Will Smith is Ali. Talk yourself through it. One guy goes.
All of them was incredible. I'll take Will Smith out.
Yeah.
But any of them three could have been taken out, and it'd still be good.
Facts. Basketball, movies. No, sports period. Okay, Remember the Titans or Coach Carter?
Remember the Titans. That's about T.C. Williams.
That's facts. Yeah. Okay. So if somebody never heard Go-Go before, what song you gonna play to get them hip?
I don't know, man. Something probably from my era. Either some R.E.
Okay.
Or maybe even J.Y.
All right.
Sardines or something like that.
Okay.
Chuck.
Now, what's something that's no longer in the DMV that you would bring back?
Should be this fly shoe store around the way called Snyder's. I like to bring that motherfucker back.
Yeah. Give me a celebrity story, a good celebrity story.
Man, I was in Cali, and my job was to see motherfuckers that was famous and not fan out. One day, in the same day, I seen Gangsta Gibbs and Nipsey Hussle, which I made eye contact with both of them, and both of them spoke. So I said, they're cool dudes or whatever, right? But I was in LA a long time ago, about the 90s, and I saw Coogee rap. I'm coming down the escalator.
Man.
He going up the escalator. It's the only time I did some groupie shit. Me and my man jump on the escalator and follow him up, and he was in Foot Locker or something like that. And we ain't disturb him now. We just gave him, hit him with the what's up or whatever. Yeah, that nigga, that's G-Rap. You know what I'm saying? So, and I kicked it. I recorded a song one time with Aaron Hall. He cool, wild dude.
What's up.
Yeah.
All right. iPhone or Android?
Android.
Can you name 5 DMV politicians, past or present?
Of course, Mayor Berry, Trayon White, the one that's in office now, Muriel Bowser, politicians, the good, what's her name? She's our representative now, Eleanor Holmes Norton.
Okay, one more.
And I like that mayor. What's my man name? He was a really slick dude, man.
Anthony Williams, Vincent Gray.
Before them, the young guy they got mad at when he sent the ambulance to Haiti.
Oh, I don't know if I'm here.
Man, I can't think of cuz old name.
We're gonna fill him in.
Yeah.
All right. Name 5 gospel artists or you a heathen.
You said Kurt Franklin, Donnie McClurkin. What's my girl name that's married to the dude that play her father on TV? I love her. Tamala Man. What's the tall singer one name? Yolanda Adams and the Winans.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
Now, if you going to a concert, for your viewing pleasure, the Howard Theater or the Fillmore?
I'd probably say the Howard.
Okay. If you are young and you're punished and your mom's going to leave you with one thing, would you rather have the TV or the radio?
Radio.
Okay. Ali or Tyson?
Ali.
Ali or Mayweather?
Ali.
Circuit City or Best Buy?
Circuit City.
Marvel or DC Comics?
I'm not a fan of both, so I'm going to just say Marvel.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of either.
Where do you not want to drive to? VA or Waldorf?
I drive to both of them pretty much every day, but I say Waldorf, man.
All right. Remember back in the day, so we got the Caprices, the box or the bubble?
Bubble.
The bubble, all right. Who is, if not maybe the best, but name maybe a few you could think of, best rappers turned actors?
Will Smith, Queen Latifah, Ice Cube, LL, Ice-T.
Okay.
I like MC8 too. He ain't been in a lot, but he had that one classic performance. Heavy D was awesome. Rest in peace.
Facts. That's like 7 people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. One word if they hear you say in another state, they know you from here.
Bama.
So, was your dad or father figure more like Uncle Phil, Carl Winslow, James Evans or Bernie Mac on his show?
My father was more like Bernie Mac, and my father a comedian.
Okay.
Shout out Andy Evans. Still out here doing his thing.
Will moms be more like the dark skin, the first Aunt Viv? Harriet Winslow, Florida Evans, or Claire Huxtable?
My mom was probably more like the dark skin Aunt Viv. My mom nice and chocolatey.
Mine too. All right, so you got to give up one of your social medias. The Facebook where your family is or the IG where your friends is. Which one you giving up?
IG.
Okay. Levi's or Henry's?
Oh, man. My family was attached to Henry's, but I still would say Levi's.
Okay. Oohs and Ahs or Ben's Chili Bowl?
Oohs and Ahs.
Lil' Kim or Foxy Brown?
Lil' Kim.
Tupac or Biggie?
Biggie.
Now, here's the trick question. Tupac and Bone or Bone and Biggie?
Bone and Biggie.
Okay.
And that's no disrespect to Biggie, but Biggie turned he was Biggie Bone. Pac was still Pac.
Facts. That's why I appreciate them both.
Yeah.
Because both of them worked for that reason.
Absolutely.
What verses do you think we needed that we didn't get?
You know, I would like to have seen like a big verse with like, because everybody kept saying that nobody could battle Jay-Z. We could have had Nas battle Jay-Z. I think that would have been awesome.
Okay.
I want to see somebody, who can we put in with Busta Rhymes? Because his stage performance is next to, you know, you better be ready to perform that night. You ain't gonna be just sitting there listening to your stuff and bobbing your head.
Facts.
Swift Star gonna smack the mic out your hand. You know what I'm saying? Like, them dudes is insane on the stage.
Cat Williams or Kevin Hart?
I'm gonna go against the grain and say Kevin Hart.
Okay. Timberland or Swiss Beats?
Timberland.
You bringing one back? Black Planet or MySpace?
I'm gonna say MySpace, man. That joke was funny. Cool.
Oh. He Got Game or White Men Can't Jump?
He Got Game.
Tyra Banks or Naomi Campbell?
Tyra.
Let's go R&B groups. In Vogue, SWV, or Total?
Man, I ain't never seen nothing like In Vogue. Ever.
In Vogue was the theme song for Rock, I think, too. I think that was them. Destiny's Child or TLC?
TLC.
All right, I guess I know your answer for this. But Tasha Cobb's Break Every Chain or Tamala Man, Take Me to the King?
Tamala Man.
One guy go from the Kings of Comedy.
Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey. All right, you're getting married. Big wedding, elope, or the Justice of the Peace?
Justice of the Peace.
One last question. A couple more. I'm a freestyle these. Favorite wrestler? Who you think was the best? The Undertaker, Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, Shawn Michaels, or other? Because you seem like you was about to say.
No, my favorite was Snooker, Jimmy Superfly Snooker. But I feel like out of those people, I might have to go with Ric Flair. He been around for the longest.
Now I know you a little bit when it come to rap, so I'm gonna be difficult. I'm gonna take my bias or my opinions of these people out. But Coogee Rap or KRS-One?
Coogee Rap.
Coogee Rap or Big Daddy Kane?
Coogee Rap.
Coogee Rap or Rakim?
Rakim.
All right, Jay-Z or Nas?
Nas.
Let me see. I want to do some more stuff. Let me go. You seem like you like boxing. So Mayweather or Pacquiao?
Mayweather.
Who's the best young boxer now?
Boxer, Shakur Stevens. But as long as Tank around, all it could take is one punch. Of any of those that's in his weight class, from probably 140 down, he's a problem.
Okay. So yeah, man, that's it.